TCG investments. Anything you invest in is going to be obviously is going to be worth money at some point. You know what I mean? But it's going to be typically a long-term investment unless you guarantee that it was a short-term investment because you did your research. Let's say a structure that comes out for reptiles, right? So there's a reptile reptile structure that's coming out, and some really good reptile monsters that be useful. Like let's say the King Pharaoh Imp, and they have a high rarity. Like let's say they have a secret rare of King Pharaoh Imp, the XYZ monster, right? That you can use, and it's a high rarity. And then whoever plays the reptile deck is probably, if they they got the money, they're going to want to get the highest rarity version of the deck. They're going to want the King Pharaoh Imp because it gives them searchability, gives them the ability to search out key reptile monsters from their deck. So they're going to want that. So that'll be a way that you obviously invest. That's the type of research you should be doing to invest. Another thing is you want to invest in stuff where the cards have potential of coming back into the game, like banned cards. It's a good idea to invest in banned cards. Now those are long-term investments because it's all based off of if they ever get unbanned. Unless you have some pretty big clues, there's rumors and hints that came out that's going to give you an obvious idea that, hey, look, Exciton Knight might get unbanned, so let's invest in Exciton Knights. Now, I bought a couple of the Baller set, which is Battles of Legends, Exciton Knights. I would recommend investing in a couple of Exciton Knights. They're like $1.24 right at the moment. At one point, they were like at $1. Somebody had them for like 99 cents on TCG Player. So you could have got a whole bunch. But you want to get a couple copies. You want one for yourself in case it does get unbanned. You have one for you to play. You'll want as many as you need for the different decks you're going to use the card in. If you're only going to use it on one deck, then you only need one copy for yourself. But then you want to have like one or two extra copies for investment purposes that we can sell or trade to other players when the card gets unbanned and it's people are after it. So that would be something worth investing in. Is Exciton Knight from the Battles of Legends set. Anything from the Battles of Legends set is worth investing in. The Time Lords, they're worth investing in. They're good cards. They have potential. Some of my friends are already playing some of the Time Lord cards as tech cards, so they're worth investing in. But Ghost Sarcophagus will be a good investment because of the fact that, one, I personally use it in my dinosaur deck, and it works really good in there, especially with a Giant Rex. And then Ghost Sarcophagus can search out anything, so it's a really good card because it's a generic search card. So it's definitely worth playing. But then there's the Metaphys. Metaphys, these are monsters that have benefits from being banished. So Ghost Sarcophagus would be useful for that. Ghost Sarcophagus has always been useful, really, really useful for any deck that gains some benefit from banishing. Especially if it has a monster that has a banish effect, where like, oh, you banish this monster, it does something. So Ghost Sarcophagus is good to have, period. So that's why it's a good investment for long term, because at any given time it could be relevant, of course. But for short term, right now, it's good in dinosaurs because of Giant Rex, and it's good in a Metaphys because the whole archetype is about banishing. And they might come out with more archetypes and more cards that benefit from being banished. So Ghost Sarcophagus will be a good investment. Another good investment will be anything that limits summonings, like summon limit, of course, because link summoning is going to run rampant. There's no limit to how many times you can link summon in a single turn, because there is no limit, right? So because of that, you can keep on link summoning, and it'd be a good idea to limit how many times your opponent link summons, or prevent them from even link summoning, because you limited them to what they can do. You can invest in would be machine dupe, especially high rarity machine dupe, because they're good in spirals. They're good in any machine-based deck, especially in the link format, because of the fact that the thing about links is that the more monsters you have, the more links monsters you can summon, the more elaborate your combos can be. You know what I mean? Obviously, stuff like scapegoats and things of that nature, any way of getting a whole bunch of monsters on the field will help you greatly in the link format, and you'll be able to utilize the link monsters. It's the same thing like when synchro summoning and exceed summon was a thing, where it's like you needed cards to help you get more than one monster on the field, so that way you can exceed summon or synchro summon. Now link summoning is a thing. Now you're trying to get as many monsters on the field as possible, as many little weak monsters as possible. And since you can use tokens, that's why cards that make tokens are very useful in the link format. So you want to invest in that. You want to invest in those types